Welcome to the Use, Wear, Attract webinar live from LA, downtown Los Angeles. My name is Celeste Richmond. This is going to be the first of many webinars to come your way. I love how our company Herbalife is committed to supporting us in growing our business through social media. It's incredible. So today, this webinar is going to bring a few different things. If you are new to social media, or if you feel, you know what, I have more to learn about social media, this is the perfect webinar for you. Even if you're a little bit more advanced, watch today from the vantage point of how can I teach some of this information to some of my members. Awesome. So really excited. This is actually today's webinar is a result of many people coming together. Some of our corporate, behind the scenes. There's a North America Digital Ideas group. So I really want to give it up to everybody who's a part of that group, some of our esteemed President's team members. And not only that, we have an incredible panel that's with me here today that's going to be a part of this very live webinar. So I really want to give it up for my brother, Mr. 30K International President's team member, Garrain Jones.
Hey, dab on.
What's going on? Okay, and also from Miami, we have 30K International President's team member, Alan Rodriguez. Give it up for Alan. Awesome.
My guy right there.
Very cool. And also with him from Miami, we have Jorge, 60K Executive President's team member, Jorge de la Concepción. Right? Give it up. And we've all had the chance to work together and develop some of these trainings for some of the newer people, as well as anybody really that just wants to learn or enhance their social media game. Perfect. Glad that you joined in. This is a global broadcast right now. So we're just excited for all of the people in the Herbalife community, the global community all around the world who are plugged in right now. So with that being said, we're going to be receiving a lot of great questions during this webinar. So if you, if a question comes to your mind, feel free to send it in. I'm going to give you the address to send it to. It's webinar@herbalife.com. And we'll have a Q&A session at the very end of this webinar. Very excited. But first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hear from Pamela Jones Harbor, okay? She's the Senior Vice President and Legal Officer of Global Member Compliance. Over to you, Pamela.
Hello. My name is Pamela Jones Harbor, and I'm Senior Vice President and Legal Officer of Global Member Practices and Compliance. Welcome to the exciting webinar on the fast-growing topic of social media. Today, you'll have a unique opportunity to hear live from some of the North American leaders on how to effectively use, wear, and attract in social media, and leverage it as one of the tools to help develop your Herbalife nutrition business. When using social media, it's important to remember that it's also a powerful communication tool that builds a lasting impression. Remember, you are the Herbalife brand. Given the outreach of social media, each of your posts contributes to building the Herbalife nutrition image and sets expectations with the general public. And we need to make sure that what you post generates reasonable expectations of what someone joining the business can achieve. When you share statements, stories, images, or videos on social media about the Herbalife products or the business opportunity, you are making a claim. During today's webinar, you will learn how to make sure your social media posts are truthful, lawful, substantiated, and not misleading. Every time you share on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, or any other social platform, you are laying a tile for your own personal mosaic. A mosaic is defined as a diverse set of images that come together and form a picture that documents your Herbalife journey. As an independent Herbalife distributor, each tile colors how people see your business and Herbalife. Look at the overall message in each of your posts, including pictures, words, and hashtags. Your individual posts and your overall mosaic should generate reasonable expectations for someone looking at starting their Herbalife journey. When building your social media mosaic, remember to ask yourself, what would a reasonable person who sees your posts take away from your experience or message? Does your post generate expectations beyond what someone joining the business can reasonably expect to achieve? Your posts don't need to be over the top or lavish to attract people to Herbalife, because anything over the top or lavish is not something that a new person could reasonably expect to achieve. Therefore, you cannot include content that conveys a lavish lifestyle, such as pictures of opulent mansions, private helicopters, private jets, yachts, or exotic automobiles. As you build your social media mosaic, follow the golden rule. Say what's typical, show what's reasonably possible. Let's join our efforts together in building a strong, compliant Herbalife brand throughout social media. Now, let me pass it back to our speakers in the studio, who will lead you through how to use, wear, and attract in social media.
Welcome back, Use, Wear, Attract. Thank you so much, Pamela. We're excited to really start this webinar, so make sure that you have a pen out. Make sure that you have a piece of paper, a notebook to take some notes today, because there's going to be some amazing things brought to you today. So first, I have the honor of passing it to my brother, Mr. Garrain Jones. Take it away.
Now it's my turn. What's going on, everybody? Listen, just listen to the words. Use, wear, attract. And I already know what you're saying. You're saying, well, I'm used to use, wear, talk. But on social media, it's totally different. When you use, wear, attract, there's a series of things that must take place. So you heard Pamela talking about the mosaic, okay? And some people are saying, what is a mosaic? I'm going to refer it to something that I know all of you guys know what this is. Anytime you go to a store, or anytime you go to like the market or a mall, you see a storefront. And then outside of the storefront, you see a couple mannequins with maybe some shoes or a way and a style of the way it's dressing. But what's in the storefront, it determines what's inside of the store. Well, guess what? For all social media platforms, your storefront is anything that whatever's in your storefront is anything that you post. And remember this, people are always watching. Anybody that's taking notes, write this down. Perception is everything. You might be the happiest person in the world. You might have all this fun, exuberant, exciting energy. You might be the most just like zestful person on the planet. But if your Facebook or your Instagram, Snapchat or whatever, Snapchat or whatever, if it doesn't show the element of who you really are, people only know what you show. So if you like posting one day and it's kind of, just half-heartedly, and I'm just going to kind of do this secondary or something, it makes all the sense in the world why nobody's being attracted to what you're doing, because there is no excitement. So what we're going to talk about today is how to give your business posture, how to add color and excitement to your actual, to your platform, to your mosaic. And so here's what we're going to talk about. I always take people, I said, write down 10 things that you absolutely love. And the reason why I'm talking about absolutely love is because a body without a heart is a robot. Say to yourself, I am not a robot. You are not a robot. And you can have this amazing house, but without the people and the energy inside of it, then what good is the house? It's the exact same thing with your business. So when you have those 10 things that you love, guess what it does? It taps right into your heart. And energy goes where energy flows, and what comes from the heart goes into the heart. So for me, here's a disclaimer. What I love is not what you have to duplicate or what you have to love. And a lot of times we get caught up in, I want to do exactly what he's doing. Hey, hold on, wait. My thumbprints are different. I love pandas, clearly. I love wearing suits, and I love wearing tight jeans, fun socks, and bow ties every day. So if that's not your thing, don't wear the bow ties or the pandas every day, because it's not going to be authentic to who you are. And this is how to create your own personal touch to your mosaic or your storefront, your platform. If you don't have a personal touch, then it's almost like you're trying to copy somebody else's way of living, and you'll end up leaving whatever it is that you have to offer to the world, and you'll like resent everything around you because you're not doing what's inside your heart. So for me, I love art, physical challenges, singing, dancing. You guys know that because I talk about it all the time. Family, comedy, fashion, healthy, active lifestyle, personal development, and I love, love, love pandas. Now, practice the 80-20 rule. We know about 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. Well, we got the 80-20 rule when it comes to social media as well. 80% lifestyle, 20% promotion. Look at your social media platforms right now. Some people are just like promotion, 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 promotion. What if you wanted to watch your favorite show on TV and they had commercial, 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 commercial? You would never even, you'd be like, yo, this is crazy. I don't even want to watch the show no more because it's like, that's exactly what we do when we just promote the whole entire time. Before you are an Herbalife distributor, when you wake up in the morning, you are a human being. So this is about whole life success, your whole entire life. And people want to see your whole life and not just one element of who you are. So when you write those 10 things, it brings your social media presence to life. And now they see, oh, he loves pandas. Oh, he loves ice skating, or he loves whatever that is for you. And whatever it is for you may not be the same thing for the next person, but it's your own personal touch. What can be duplicated is the use, wear, talk philosophy, is the nutrition club or the 3-day trials, but you are your own unique self. And the greatest gift that you can give to the company Herbalife, the greatest gift that you can give to this world is you in your authentic form, and nobody can do you better than you. And this is your opportunity to show the world the best version of you. And when you write those 10 things down, every single person who's known you from elementary, middle school, church, high school, the gym, where you live, ladies, where you get your hair did, whatever, men, where you get your beard shaved and lined up, whoever that is, when they see those elements, they know you're not trying to lie or be something that you're not. It makes you so authentic. And when you're authentic and you're just working on being the better version of yourself, you know how people perceive you. They're just like, man, I wish I can do that. And they have no idea that they can. So your platform is an opportunity to make our company better, make your business better, make you as a person shine bright in a world of darkness. If this whole room was dark right now and fireworks went off, what would everybody do? Look. Your social media platforms could be the fireworks to somebody else's, the darkness of life. A lot of people aren't happy, and you can be that for them. People just walking around all day, and you ask them how they're doing. How are you doing? Oh, I'm great. They've been saying that for 15 years, but you never know what people are going through on the inside, no matter how much they smile. So you have to be very aware of what you're posting and be very intentional of what you're posting as well. So now remember this, 75% of communication is nonverbal. It's energy, example, action, and awareness. People don't do what you say, they do what they see. And remember what we said before, people are always watching. So when they see you smiling, high-fiving, getting new customers, recognizing people, and you're always happy, people want that. They're just like, what's inside of you? Yo, I started on this tea. I started on this shake. But you got to do it over and over and over and over. And remember, what comes from the heart goes into the heart. But if you have a different intention or a different focus and you're not putting your heart into your business, like I said before, a body without a heart is a robot. And if you give surface level to dynamic human beings, what do you think they're going to do? Give you surface level back, and that's a lot of times why they might fade away, not want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing, because you're not coming from the truth of who you really, really, really are. And sometimes people are like, well, how can I put an HOM on walking the dog or underwater basket weaving if that's your thing? You actually don't have to do that. You got to be happy. That's the most important component. It doesn't matter what kind of success you have in life. If you cannot be happy, that is not success. So it's important to pay attention to this thing that beats every second of the hour on the hour every single day. And when you pay attention to that, man, the happiness and the energy that exudes from you, that thing is so electric, and that's what draws people in. That's what attracts people in. And half the time, you don't have to say so much. So, we're used to use, where, talk. Listen, use, where, attract. A lot of times people have already made up their mind because they've been watching. And it's really important to be very consistent. Write this down. Always be consistent. Now, if your mosaic, if your social media platform is like your storefront, imagine you want to go to your favorite store. Okay, you go Monday and it's closed. And then you go Tuesday and it's open. And you go Wednesday and it's open. Thursday, it's closed. Friday, it's closed. And Saturday, they're like, we might be back. Why would you ever be inspired to come back? Why? Because it shows that you're not loyal to the community. It shows that you're not reliable. It shows that you're not consistent. And the way people perceive you when you're not consistent, well, if that's the person, whatever you're showing, if you not being consistent, if that's who you are, then you're gonna be like that when coaching me. You're going to be like that when mentoring me. You're going to be like that when you're a friend, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you can't be consistent in something that's so simple, that's pretty much spreading a spotlight to the world, that's how they're perceiving. So your social media platform, every day that you don't post, guess what you're saying? My store is closed for business. So the key component is consistency. Over time, starts building trust. And people say, I had a guy, he never commented on anything that I said. For 2 years, he never liked anything. But I posted, and this is my 5-year anniversary. Hey, what up? Yeah. So I posted every single day for 5 years, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, every day. He said, I watched you for 2 straight years. At first, I thought it was fake. I was going to give you a year. I start seeing how you prepared your shake, how you did personal development, and I knew what kind of person you were before I even approached you. So what do I need to do? Because he watched. So every single thing that you post, make it intentional and make sure it is the best representation of yourself, best representation of your business, best representation of this company. Because even if you got 0 likes, 1 like, 1,000 likes, regardless, people are always watching. And then on top of that, when you give the best representation, you not only help your business, but you help my business, you help your friend's business, and everyone else, because it also softens the market. So they may have said no like 10 times, but that 11th yes came from because every time they said no, it gave them a good taste in their mouth, and they see it over, and just like a commercial. Why do you go and watch your favorite movie when you see it over and over and over and over and over again? Well, it's the exact same thing on social media. So we are also helping everybody else's. So anytime you put out negative, speak negative, talk about anything like negativity, whatever, you're also devaluing the company, your business, yourself as a coach, and then it's also devaluing it for everyone else. This guy, when you get these components right here, man, I'm telling you, you will have so much character to your business. Then they come back, hey man, give me the stuff. What? I started on this shake, I started on this tea, and I started on these tabs. You just got to be consistent to prove that what you say that you want is what you really want. And if you kind of do it, you'll get kind of results in anything. Same thing with nutrition clubs, 3-day trials, whatever. If you just make something a secondary, it's not going to work. It requires your attention just like a baby. Treat it just like a baby. So my intention is to create a world, to create a business where there is no strangers because there's so much familiarity going on. Okay? That's so important to me. People are always watching. They're always, always, always watching. And if I can leave you with this, 5 things. Be positive. Be consistent. Be authentic. Be excited. And most important, be yourself. Let's go, baby. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to my friend and fellow constituent. I just learned that word last week. 15K Executive President's Team, Celeste Richmond.
Thank you. Fire me up, Garrain. That was incredible. A common theme that I hear from some of the gentlemen here is, consistency, positivity. Everybody is watching us. This is awesome. And one of the things that, I was told kind of earlier in Herbalife was to be mindful of a few different groups of people that we're representing. So essentially, people who aren't even in Herbalife yet, they're watching to see what Herbalife is about. So you are representing the brand and how they perceive our company. Not only that, we get to represent the people who are currently clients. We get to represent the people who are currently distributors. And we get to represent our leadership that paved the way before us. So be mindful of these 4 groups of people when you're posting and when you choose to set up your post and be intentional in adding it to social media. So I love all that, Garrain. Very, very excited. So who are we attracting? Who are the groups of people that we're attracting? So we're attracting people from our circle of influence. This has been a powerful group for myself personally. And I didn't even have that many friends on Facebook or Instagram when I first started Herbalife. But the people who you already have a built relationship with, this is a part of your warm market. They're watching to see the different things that you post. Along with, there's going to be brand new people that stumble across your page who don't know you, but they're going to start to build trust with you when they follow your journey. And I'm excited because I know Jorge and Alan are actually going to touch a little bit on that. So with that being said, let's talk about a few things that we can do to enhance our social media posts, the style and in the manner in which we post, so that we can really attract more people and, have people really build that trust with us. So the first thing that I definitely want to talk about, and before I go in, I do want to mention, no matter where you're at on your journey with social media, it's perfect. So there may be some people on this side of the spectrum where you're like, I don't do social media, it intimidates me, I just don't like it, or I'm just not the type of person to post, right? I hear all these different things. I talk to a lot of people. It takes too long. It's too much time, right? Perfect, no problem. Maybe just listen today. There may be a few things that you can apply moving forward. Great. And then some of you may be on the other end of the spectrum. You might be an expert. And guess what? I'm excited to learn from you. But you might consider yourself an expert. So just watch today from the lens of how can I teach this to distributors, to coaches, and people that also want to do and be good at what I'm good at. Great. So with that being said, really, really excited. So Garrain really did an awesome job on explaining this, but being authentic, I think that you're one of the most authentic people I know, and so, you don't want to necessarily post about things that are not authentic. We all get to be ourselves. I'm Celeste Richmond. I'm not necessarily gonna rock the bow tie like Garrain rocks it. I'm not necessarily gonna rock the panda next to me or dance around in the panda hat the way that Garrain does, but I think it's awesome that he does it, right? So just really understanding you're special. The way that you post to social media is your signature to social media. We all have a different signature. We all have different handwriting. It's just who we are as individuals. So just know that the style in which you do these things, and you're going to take some of the tips that I'm going to give you, Alan, Jorge, Garrain, and you're going to make it your own. Perfect. So being authentic. Now, being attractive, there's a few different layers. So Garrain mentioned, you're going to hear common themes between all of our trainings. Positivity is hands down one of the most important things because people are watching you. So imagine your circle of influence, people that know the old you, people that know you from your past. They're looking to see, are they going to quit? Are they going to slow down? Are they really going to get results? They're watching your journey. So every single time that you make progress, they're watching you, and that's a win whenever you make progress. So you want to document your wins. You want to document your results, your success, and people are going to really see something about you that's just shining on their timeline. They're going to see that you're happier. They're going to see that you're elevating in life. So really, that's all part of being attractive, is showing that. And that's part of like not posting about being in traffic and being frustrated. We all get frustrated. No one's perfect, but I'm not going to bring that to my social media. I'm not going to bring that to the forefront of other people's attention, because I don't want to add that stuff to their day. So with that, being attractive, right? This is the subject matter that we're talking about. So there's actually things that we can do to enhance a photo on the timeline. So first, right, we talked a little bit about the content that we post, positive content, results, progress, but also with that being said, pick photos that are flattering for you. Pick photos that you like, that you're going to want to share with people, that you feel good about when you post, because that can definitely be felt through the photo. But even that, so I remember before I came into Herbalife, like very few people enhance their photos and add it to social media. And so when a photo is slightly enhanced, it can attract more people. It's just going to stand out on a timeline full of people who don't enhance their photos. So, there's a few different applications that I use. I'm going to do a live demonstration of a few of the apps I use. Now, not attached to the exact apps that you use. You might have some really great ones that you like. Awesome. These just are the ones that I use, and I'm going to go ahead and share them in a minute. So with that being said, and again, you're going to see how quickly I edit these photos and how much time it doesn't take. So for those who may be intimidated by social media, just know you don't have to do it exactly the way that I do it or the way that Garrain does it. I mean, I don't even do it the way that Garrain, I don't think anybody does. So don't worry about it. You're going to just see how simple it is, and that's what I really want to go. Because at the end of the day, I want to be able to post a photo and get back into action, talking to people, getting on FaceTime, going out, wearing my button in the community, and really doing my DMO daily and not being stuck, behind a computer or my phone doing social media all day. So we're going to go right into the live demonstration. So one of the applications that I absolutely love is called Snapseed. So you're going to be able to see right here, I pulled up a picture of us last night. We all went out to dinner, and as you can see, it's an already very attractive photo, right? A little bit of a plug there. Some good-looking people. But what we're going to do is we're going to make it pop on the timeline even more. So this app, there's a lot of different tools you can use on Snapseed, but I'm just going to keep it very, very simple. So if you hit the menu on the top left-hand side, there's Tune Image. I'm going to click Tune Image, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in. Remember, you can play with this. By you downloading an app and playing with it, I'm just going to add some brightness. Again, this is all part of your signature in the way that you edit photos. I like adding ambiance. I like saturating the photo a little bit. And you can play with the highlights. You can play with the shadows. Okay, great. So it's a little bit done. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then there's one more effect that I'm going to add, and it's called drama. And I actually learned this from Garrain probably a couple years ago. So I can even decrease the filter strength a little bit. So I'm just using my finger to kind of run across the photo. And I'm decreasing the filter strength a little bit. And then I'm going to increase the saturation so it can make the color pop. Boom. And then I'm ready to go. That took no more than 30 seconds. I'm going to save it. But I'm going to show you the difference. So here's the edited photo. Okay, and I'm gonna hit it, and now you can see the previous photo enhanced. Boom. Previous photo enhanced, and it makes a big difference. It's more attractive, and it's going to draw more people into your post, and it may make the difference between someone reading what you have to say in the caption and someone not reading what you have to say in the caption. So from there, we're going to go ahead and switch lanes into an app I like. It's called Word Swag. As you can see this right here, and there's a lot of different applications you can use. I'm going to go ahead and pick this out, and I'm going to take the same photo, okay, that we just edited, and I'm going to go right in over here and find that edited photo. And let's go ahead and see right here. You know what? I didn't save it. Let me go ahead and save that real quick. Boom. Save. Make sure you always save the photo. Awesome. Saved it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upload it into Word Swag. So we can go boom right here. Here we go. Okay, so now if I want to add something to this, okay, and words are really great for recognition. They're good for just adding it if you want to be able to just add anything to a post. If you want to recognize somebody for being down, if they lost weight, if they gained weight, if you want to recognize them for a level advancement in the marketing plan, all of those things are great. So just for the sake of the example, I'm going to just put use, wear, attract. Okay, right there, saving clothes. Now I have it and I can move it around just like this. And let's just say I want to change the font. Again, this is all your signature of when you play with it. You're going to find the fonts that you like. You're going to find your way of posting that's good for you and how you can make it look good. So again, there's no real wrong or right way to do this, but the more you practice with something, the better you get. So again, so these are just some of the ways. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here. Boom, use, wear, attract, done. Just like that. Very, very fast. The photo saves automatically. So with that being said, we're going to go in lastly, and we're going to go into an app, and we're going to shift lanes a little bit to disclaimers. Okay, so here's the thing. We love posting results. It's such a huge part of what we do in Herbalife is posting results. So thank you, corporate. They have given us all the tools we need to be able to protect the consumer, to be able to protect the people whose results we're showing. When you put that disclaimer up, you're showing what's possible for people when they come in and they want to learn about what these products can do for them. So if you go to myherbalife.com, you'll be able to have access to all the disclaimers, and it'll provide clarity for when you need a disclaimer, when you don't need a disclaimer. So I'm actually going to give an example of, well, Celeste, how do we put that disclaimer onto the photo? I'm going to show you. So an app that I use is called PixArt, okay? And we're going to go into it right now, and I'm going to show a live demonstration of just how easy it is to be able to put a disclaimer onto a photo. So I'm going to grab a photo that doesn't have a disclaimer on it yet, and we're going to go right into it. Sometimes PixArt has a slight, there we go. So if we go, I'm just going to pick, here we go. Here's my girl, Jalissa. She's out of Chicago, and she is amazing. Look at those results. When I show somebody this photo, that's like 10 minutes of talking that I do not have to do because the results speak for themselves. But I want to protect Jalissa, and I want to make sure that I protect the consumers and I protect Herbalife. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the disclaimer to this photo. So I have the photo up. I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm going to go add photo. And what it's going to do is I'm going to find the disclaimer. Boom, right here. Let's pick green. Herbalife is going to give you a couple different combinations. Add. Boom. So I have it right here, and I can actually move it. I can make it bigger. You want to make sure people can read it. I don't want to cover up too much of her results because they're so amazing. But let's go ahead and stick it right there in the middle. And then what I can do is click apply. And now I have the disclaimer on her photo. It's ready for me to save. Boom, to my photos, and now I can upload it. So with all of those applications, I don't think I spent more than a minute on any of them. I was able to upload a photo. I was able to add some ambiance and color so that it pops on the timeline. I was able to even add some words if I wanted to do some recognition or just talk about how we're all a part of this epic use, wear, attract webinar. In addition to that, I was able to add some disclaimers. And what's really cool with PixArt or apps that do the same thing, because there's plenty of different apps out there, is that you can actually add the Herbalife logo. You can add your team logo. You can add all of these different things for recognition for a photo and do incredible things that are really going to stand out on people's timelines. So this is all how we can be attractive, incredible, incredible, incredible. Make sure you save the disclaimer to your phone when you go to My Herbalife. Save it to your phone. It'll be in your files. You'll be ready, set to go, which is going to be awesome. So, mainly you've heard it from Garrain. The things that I posted about when I was brand new in the company, I went through some of the old photos on my timeline, and I'm looking at some of the results that I got some different clients, and even if we kind of go back into the phone example, I was looking at some of the old photos. Like this was one of the very first before and after pictures that, I got from one of my clients who's now a very successful Herbalife member and distributor, Sharif Taiwo. You may see it on one of the presentations. But the things that we're posting about the things that I was posting about it World Team and Supervisor are all relevant to what we do today as Herbalife members and distributors. Recognition, positivity, healthy, active lifestyle, everything under that umbrella is going to show people how awesome our brand is, how powerful our brand is, and what we do here. So incredible. Okay, so what we have coming up next is phenomenal. You guys are going to get to see this video that breaks down the mosaic concept, which is like so awesome, because remember, everything that you post to social media, it's a part of your signature. It's your footprint. It's you. It's building your mosaic. So a video that we're about to watch right now is going to break that down like a science. It's simple. So I'm going to pass it over to the video. You guys watch this.
Un mosaico se define como un conjunto de diversas imágenes que se unen y forman un panorama cautivante que documenta su recorrido en Herbalife. Cada vez que comparte en Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram o cualquier otra plataforma de medios sociales, está usted poniendo un azulejo para su propio mosaico personal. Y como distribuidores independientes de Herbalife, cada azulejo colorea como la gente ve a su negocio y al igual a Herbalife en general. Algunos distribuidores utilizan los medios sociales para comunicar cómo utilizan los productos Herbalife en su vida diaria, compartiendo resultados, viviendo un estilo de vida activo y saludable y dando la bienvenida a otros para unirse a la familia Herbalife. Usted puede seguir sus pasos también. Sea usted mismo. Comparta fotografías, collages y videos de reconocimiento, eventos, actividades de grupo y su estilo de vida para inspirar a otros a tomar parte en la trayectoria de Herbalife. Publique sobre cosas que le gustan y sobre sus intereses personales. Enfóquese en la creación de relaciones y la conexión con la gente. Publicaciones excelentes en los medios sociales muestran su amor por los productos de Herbalife, sus resultados y los resultados de sus clientes, su rutina de ejercicios, esfuerzos voluntarios, el tiempo de calidad con amigos y familia, y el trabajo que usted invierte en crear su negocio. Asegúrese que lo que usted publica sea veraz y que crea expectativas razonables de lo que alguien que se incorpore al negocio pueda lograr. Cuando usted comparte en medios sociales, hashtags y marcos de foto de myherbalife.com, le puede ayudar a ampliar su alcance y le ayudarán en hacer las declaraciones apropiadas. Los hashtags conectan a las personas a su contenido social y los marcos ayudan a destacar sus fotos, mientras a la misma vez incluyen también los descargos de responsabilidad que puede que necesite para mantener su publicación en cumplimiento. Asegúrese de elegir el marco adecuado que coincida con su declaración. Si se hace bien, lo que se comparte en los medios sociales puede tener un impacto positivo en sus negocios individuales y contribuir a la construcción de una fuerte marca de Herbalife completa. Y por ser auténtica, todos podremos prosperar como una obra de arte dinámica, porque cuando documentamos nuestra trayectoria juntos, nuestros mosaicos personales se convierten en uno. La bella imagen muestra cómo Herbalife cambia la vida de las personas para mejor. Así que ahora es su turno. Siga utilizando una variedad de métodos de negocio. Comparta su historia. Use medios sociales para resaltar lo que le gusta de Herbalife e invite a otros que se unan a usted.
Welcome back. Wasn't that incredible? I love the breakdown of the mosaic concept. Now, second part of the webinar, going to be incredible. Do not put that pen and paper down. I'm going to pass it to my brothers from Miami who are going to break it down. Mr. Jorge de la Concepción and Alan Rodriguez.
Wow, this has been amazing so far. I mean, I don't know if we have much to say anymore, but
I think we should just wrap it up and go home at this point.
I think that would be the best thing to do. Guys, thank you very much.
Yes.
You know, it's been a pleasure sharing this with you guys, and obviously all the value that you guys gave out to all the people that are watching has been just incredible. So she said, don't put the pens down, but I mean, if you haven't been taking notes so far, you know, it's so. What we want to do right now, George and I, we're basically going to cover 5 key points or 5 key areas that we feel are extremely important when building on any social media platform. So number 1 is going to be starting. Number 2 is going to be attracting, which they've already covered some of it. Number 3 is going to be transitioning. Number 4, retaining. And number 5, protecting. Okay, so I'm going to go straight into getting started, right? If you're brand new, you're obviously trying to figure out, okay, how do I start this thing? So one of the first things, and it's something very basic, but it's something that really makes a difference, is
choosing your name wisely, okay? There's no right or wrong about choosing your name. It's all about being yourself. Like Garrain Jones was saying, if you're not fit, there's no reason for you to have fit on your profile yet. You don't need to have a commercial name. Your name is good enough, but if you want to make it more personal, something that you really love, you can go ahead and definitely do that. But there's really no right or wrong. So you don't have to follow what somebody else has as their name. You can have your own name. You can be yourself.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's unique, guys. You want to make sure it's unique. And there's a couple in our team, and we were talking to them before. They had a pretty commercial name, and I'm not going to name it, but it was pretty commercial. And Disney and I would always insist, like, hey, listen, you should change your name to something that's more personal, more unique to you. And so finally, they did. And I was just talking to them the other day. They said as soon as they changed their name to like their actual names, they started getting way more contacts. So it's just staying away from being so commercialized and something more unique to you. Also, when you're putting your names together, make sure you're not, using Herbalife anywhere in your name. For example, you don't want to call yourself like Herbalife Garrain or anything. We're not supposed to do that. But moving on to, once you got your name all ready to go, then we want to make sure that we put together an attractive bio, right? And an attractive bio is a bio that's unique to you. Your bio doesn't have to be the same as ours. Your bio has to be something that pertains to you, who you are, and that is very specific to you. In your bio, make sure you include things like what you do, who you are, and also make sure you include some contact info so that people can actually start reaching out to you.
Right, and then obviously this is one of the main questions that we get. So once we have our social media account open, once we create an attractive bio, how do we grow this thing? So how do we grow a social media account, whether it is any platforms, right? So they all kind of work the same, they're very similar. And I'm gonna share with you guys a few different things that you can do to actually get your account to start growing. So my friend over here, he loves pandas, right? So in some occasions, he's gonna hashtag pandas, and if you guys don't know what a hashtag is that number symbol with the word next to it. That's a hashtag, and they explained it in the video as well. So if I go and I hashtag panda, I might find Garrain Jones in one of the pictures that pop up, and then I go into his page, and if I see he has a cool profile, I'll just go ahead and I'll follow, right? So it's all about doing the work and making sure that it's attractive, right? So another way is when you're in social media and you're looking at people's accounts, when you like someone, that person they can know that you like their picture, okay? Then obviously I want to know who liked my picture, so I go into their page, and if they have an attractive profile, I might just go and I follow that person. So that's another way you can do it. And another one that works great is, if I follow Celeste, guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna see, who's this guy following me? And if my page is cool, then she's gonna go ahead and follow me back. So it's a combination of everything, but most importantly, like Garrain Jones was saying, the profile makes a big impact into growing your Instagram or your social media account.
So guys, in other words, what you put out is what you're going to get in return. So if you're putting out love, if you're liking people's pictures, if you're commenting positive things in people's pictures, if you're, following people and stuff like that, then you're going to get a percentage of those people who are going to, give you love back in return. After that, once you got the name, you got the bio, you start, growing your following, then you want to make sure you start documenting, okay? And what can you document? Well, you document everything. And here's a misconception that some people have. People think they can just sit behind their phone or behind their computer and that's all social media is. And I usually like to clear it up. Social media is just a tool, but it's a tool that feeds off of all the other activities that you're doing within your Herbalife business. If you're not doing any other activities, then you have nothing to show on social media. So what I recommend is adding social media to whatever it is that you are doing and using the things that you are doing, for example, nutrition clubs, fitness camps, shake parties, whatever it is that you're doing, using that to feed your social media account and to create content for your account. So you want to make sure you start documenting all that you are doing and start documenting your results. That's probably the most powerful thing to document, is to document your journey with the products and your results in the products.
And then obviously you might be thinking, especially if you're starting social media brand new, so what can I expect? What can I expect once I get my social media started, I'm being consistent, I'm doing everything that all of these people have mentioned? Because remember, concepts are constant. the way you do things, the way I do things might be a little bit different than what George, but the concept overall is going to be the same. So once we're being consistent with the tool, it might take a few months. You know, when you're starting social media, it could take 3 to 6 months before you even start getting contacted. So I recommend, or we all recommend, don't stop doing what you're doing, guys. You're gonna take on social media and not do it as a side, because like Garrain just was saying, anything you do as a side, you're gonna get kind of results. But you're gonna really take on it, put all you got in it without stopping doing what you already do, because anyways, you're creating the content for social media by doing everything else that you're doing. But just so you know, it can take you 3 to 6 months. Garrain Jones said it, 2 years for a person to contact him. But guess what? That person was 100% ready when they contacted, because he was doing everything else.
Yeah, so there's like I like to call it like a maturing period, right? From the moment somebody follows you to the time they actually decide to contact you, there's a maturing period, and there's no telling how long it may take. It all depends on how much credibility you're building. So, you know, the more you're showing, the more you're sharing, the more consistent you are being, the faster that process can be. But there's really no telling. So that's why we highly suggest not stopping what you're doing, just adding on, because it's not something that's going to be, boom, overnight. It takes some time to build, all right? So moving on to key area number 2, which is attracting, okay? And the first point in attracting, and it's probably one of the most important things we've touched on already, but I'll reinforce it, is being active, okay? Being active. And being active simply means sharing, you know, several pictures a day. We recommend anywhere from 3 to 7 posts daily, okay? And what you post daily will be determined by how committed you are, by how much time you have, and how much you're willing to put into social media. You know, we usually post at least 5 to 7 posts. If you don't have as much time as us, if you're doing this maybe very part-time, you can do 3 posts a day. But it's important that you stay active and that you're posting every single day. Not like Garrain was saying, where, you know, if you go to a store, it's open Monday, Tuesday, but then it closes Wednesday, Thursday. You're probably not going to come back to the store. Same thing on social media. You want to make sure that you're consistent with your posting every single day.
Yeah, and then obviously I love the analogy that Garrain Jones used. It's like 80-20. So we're putting 80% of our life, what we do, you know, what we love to do, and then 20% we're putting in the Herbalife in our way, in the way we like to actually put it in. So depending on how much you post, then you can promote more. But also, if you promote too much, it's not as attractive. So it's got to be a combination of everything. There's different types of posting and promoting. There's the direct, where you're like really putting it out there in the face of your followers, of your friends and social media. But then there's also different ways of posting, which is indirect. If I'm here having my tea, guess what? I'm promoting it, but it doesn't really seem like I'm promoting it, because I'm just having my tea. And that's what people want to see. They want to see us taking the products. They want to see the reality of what we do on a daily basis. So we're going to share some of the things that we usually like to post, and they work very, very effectively. So number 1, it's the most important one, I would see it, is posting our personal results, guys. We only have ourselves. We are our own business cards, regardless what tool you use, whether social media or not. Having the best possible results, committing to a nutritional program and getting the best possible results is key. Now, obviously, if you're just getting started on your journey and you're not where you want to be, obviously you want to document your journey, but we have sponsor, we have sidelines, we have many people in Herbalife that get results. So we can use each other's before and after pictures, as long as, you know, we're putting the right disclaimer and everything to protect them. So we can go ahead and use each other's before and after pictures as well.
Yeah, and just to reinforce the whole results things, guys, there's nothing, all results are cool, right? All results are amazing. If we share our silence results, it's great. But the most important result is your result. And I'll tell you why. On social media, all we're seeing when we're seeing a result is a before and after picture. So all we're seeing is a picture, okay? It's not like when we're face to face, even if we don't have the result, we can transmit the emotion, we can transmit the excitement, and people may want to get started just based on our excitement. Well, guess what? On social media, we don't have that opportunity. All we can transmit is a picture, and all they see is a before and an after. So the more impactful that your after picture is, the more chances you'll have of actually getting people to want to get started on a program. Another great thing that you can do, that you can post, is recognition, okay? Now, Celeste gave like some awesome tools that you can use to put together some recognition pictures. You can get as creative as you want, as long as you're not like wasting time, taking too long to edit pictures. I suggest you don't try to keep up with Garrain because he has like pandas and unicorns and fireworks in his recognition pictures. But I'm sure he's got it down to a science, so it doesn't take him that long. But if I tried to recreate that, it'll probably take me half an hour. So just don't take too long, editing your pictures to try to make them, over the top cool. Just do something nice, and you can share all kinds of recognition. It could be product results. It could be, marketing plan results. It could be, even just somebody getting started on the products and like congratulations, new client or whatever. So there's endless kinds of recognition, but that's something really great to be talking about on social media.
All right, guys, and you guys have had it since you started Herbalife. Recognizing is like, one of the most important things in this business. So if you guys have been paying attention to everything that we have been saying, is all we're doing is Herbalife in social media. That's really all we're doing. So with that being said, I want to stress the importance of posting when you're at events, okay? I know that sometimes people say, oh no, but my page doesn't get enough likes when I'm at events because, people don't really like that. It does not matter. It's what we do in Herbalife, okay? When we post at events, we show the world what Herbalife really is. It's not just posting pictures. It's not just our Instagram account. It's an entire family, a group of people, energetic people. And guess what? When we go to events, we also meet our team members, our friends. So we want to post. My wife, when we're at events, she posts 12, 16 pictures every single day, regardless if people like it or not. It's our page. We do whatever we want with it. So post your life away when you're at events.
Yeah, I mean, events it's critical because even though your pictures at events may not get as many likes, it still shows people that you're willing to take time out of your schedule to train yourself to become the best possible coach that you can possibly be. So it gives you a lot of credibility. And even though you're not getting as many likes, like Garrain said, people are always watching, okay?
Nice.
So moving on, okay, you want to make sure you're posting your lifestyle, okay? And you want to make sure that you're posting your lifestyle and the lifestyle that you're currently living, okay? So don't think that lifestyle simply means a nice condo and a nice car, okay? Your lifestyle is whatever lifestyle you're living right now. Just be truthful, post a lifestyle that's your lifestyle, not someone else's, and just just make sure you're documenting that.
Right, I mean, lifestyle is there's many things. Many things can be lifestyle, guys. So not necessarily is the Mercedes, okay? So don't think that just a high-end lifestyle, it's called lifestyle. That means you own your own time, So another thing that I want to share with you guys is something that I feel it's very, very important. Is actually offering a service, okay? So what we want to portray when we're working our social media accounts is make sure that people realize that we offer a service. We're not just a transaction. We don't only sell a product. We offer a service, okay, and a support that is going to help them reach the results that they're looking for. I mean, I've had this quote since I started doing Herbalife. It's, if a person does not feel included in the service you provided, they will not come back. And this goes with your social media friends and followers that are not on Herbalife yet and the ones that are. Okay, so you have to make sure, you want to make sure that you include them in everything that we're doing.
All right, guys, and lastly on this topic here, you want to make sure that you're always positive. I mean, we touched on it, but I'll touch on it again. Okay, if you're stuck in traffic, there's no reason to say, I hate my life right now, I'm stuck in traffic. Just reserve that to yourself. If that's really how you feel, no problem. Just don't put it out on social media, because when you do that, you're not only representing who you are, you're also representing us and representing Herbalife in general. So just keep it positive 24/7. No need for negativity. Moving on to the third key area. We should call this training the 5 major keys of social media. Major key alert. All right. So the third key area is transitioning. And what is transitioning? Transitioning simply means transitioning someone who is just a follower into someone who's actually going to become interested in getting on the product. So transitioning somebody who's just a prospect into actually somebody who's getting started on the products.
Right, and this is very important, especially for the new people that are really thinking about starting social media or adding it right? As one of the tools to everything that they do in Herbalife. So what do I do? What do I do when somebody finally, after 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, they finally reach out to me via text, email, it doesn't matter, however. So what are my next steps, right? What do I do? So the first thing we like to call it is that we need to filter. We need to know exactly who we're talking to, who we're dealing with. So if we have a person that says, hey, you know, what is Herbalife? And we ask the question, they've never tried Herbalife before, it's green light. We go straight ahead and we deal with them, you know, we help them reach their goal, whatever it is that they're looking for. Now, if we have someone that tells us, hey, you know, I love your results, my coach doesn't really provide the results that you have, we tell them, hey, look, you know, I'm sorry, keep following me. You can get inspired, you can get motivated, but if that person has a coach, if that person's already an Herbalife member, it's a big no-no. We send them back to their coach. That's what we do.
Right, so it's a very simple question, guys. It's just, you know, have you ever tried Herbalife before? If their answer is no, I've never tried Herbalife before, green light, okay? That person qualifies to work with us. Now, if they seem kind of like, you know, you're not sure about it, or they're asking you like, hey, I want to get the cookies and cream shake with a vanilla PDM, you know, that's kind of like, you know, orange light. You know, you're not sure, but you want to ask like, hey, how do you know about Herbalife, or have you heard about Herbalife, or, and then you want to dig in a little bit deeper. Now, if it's somebody who clearly says, yeah, I have a coach, but, you know, my coach doesn't have a six-pack, so, you know, hey, listen, you know, your coach doesn't need to have a six-pack, you know. Refer them right back to the coach, like Alan was saying, and I usually like to like hype up their coach a little bit. Like, you know, I'm sure your coach is great. They can, you know, they can help you. Like he said, keep following us for motivation. But we want to make sure that we're referring them right back to their coach. Next thing, once we've qualified the customer, once we are the prospect, and we know that this person is now ready, and we can actually work with them. The next thing we need to find out is what their goals are, right? And so I know we do wellness profiles and all that. Now, what I've noticed is online, it may get a little bit complicated if we try to do a wellness profile over email or over text message. So what I found out to be the best solution to this is just asking one simple question. What is your goal? By asking them what is your goal, which is an open-ended question, we open it up so that they give us everything that we need to know in order to be able to recommend the right product. So what is your goal? If their goal is to lose weight, then we simply recommend the products that, you know, will be best for them, or whatever their goals are, then we can go ahead and recommend the appropriate products. But we just keep it simple, only one question, and then we move on from there.
Right, and I want to share a tip with you guys, because obviously we're here not only to show you, you know, how to implement this whole social media into your Herbalife business, but also, you know, the things that we did wrong, the mistakes that we made in the past, we want to share with you guys. So one of the things that I remember when I was getting started, especially in social media, I was so excited when somebody would contact me, and I would go like 14 emails with the same person, and at the end, nothing would happen. So then I started to realize that I need to be in control of the conversation, right? So how do you get control of the conversation? Well, we want to acknowledge what the person says, right? Because we're talking to an individual. But at the same time, once we explain, once we answer, we want to end it with the question that we want the answer to. And if at the end, you know, it's going to get to a point where the person is ready or they're not ready. So if they're ready, go ahead and get started. If they're not ready, then you tell them, hey, just let me know when you're ready. Okay, that way you cut it and you're always in control. So the next thing, once we have the goals, once we know exactly what they want, then we provide the different options. If it's just a person that wants to get results on the products, that person wants to be a customer, right? But if the person somehow in the conversation says, hey, look, I would like to get started on the products and also make an extra income, guess what? They just told you that they would like to distribute the products. So what do? We sign them up as a distributor. So basically just segment people to where they're supposed to be. That's, you know, very...
And at the end, guys, just keep it simple. Keep this whole process simple. I get people ask me all the time, like, you know, what is a secret script, or what is the magic, right? Yep. There's no special script. There's no special word that we say. There's nothing secret. There's nothing magical about what we say. The magic is in being authentic, being yourself, and talking from the heart. So the magic script is the one that works best for you. The magic script is the one that you put together, that you really feel like it's you know, when you're actually talking to people. So just keep it simple.
Garrain, he shared the magic earlier, right? So the real magic is not on what you say. The real magic is on what you do. People follow you for a year. They already know. When they're ready, there's not much you can say. They're going to be ready because they know. They know everything you do. They know what we do. They know what Herbalife is about because you've been consistent and you haven't been on and off.
All right, so moving on to key area number 4, and this one is retaining. So number 1, you've learned how to get started, right? You learn how to start the page. Number 2, you've learned how to start attracting. Then you've learned how to transition prospects into actual customers. Now, once we have the customer, this is where we learn how to actually keep the customer and keep them around forever. So you want to take it away with that?
And this is key.
Major key.
Major key.
Major key.
This is actually major key because, you see, it makes you work less, right? It's not all about getting new prospect. We need to have a balance. So yes, we want new prospects, but once those prospects become customers, we want to make sure we keep those customers, right? And it's got to be a balance. So how do we keep those customers? Well, by providing the right follow-up, the same follow-up that you do on any type of Herbalife TMO or any type of other Herbalife tool. So it's just depending on the amount of people that you have, you determine if you're going to do it weekly, every 2 weeks, if you do it every 3 days, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have a right follow-up structure so that way when you get the customer, you keep them.
Right. Then something we recommend is always plugging people into a community, whatever that community may be. Now, what is a community? A community is simply a group of people who are motivating each other, uplifting each other, helping each other out. And so a community could be maybe just a group of people at your nutrition club or your fitness camps. But you can also have an online community. And this works especially good with social media since we're dealing with people from all over the world. For us, it works great. We use Telegram to build our online community. And it's basically just a chat where we keep everyone motivated, inspired, and and pursuing more results basically 24/7. And this works great. And even if you have a local community, adding an online community like group chats is always a great addition to your community.
Yeah, this has definitely made a major impact in our business because you guys just think about it. It's a 24/7 testimonial, 24/7 like live HOM happening in that group community, in that group chat. So, but now one of the things that we cannot forget, it's the one-on-one, okay? And when I mean one-on-one, it doesn't have to be person one-on-one because, sometimes we have so many things in our heads that I can be here with George one-on-one, but he's not present at the moment. He's physically here, but mentally he's not. So that's not really a one-on-one. It's not being present. But then my friend Garrain Jones over here, every time he calls me, he just doesn't call me. He FaceTimes me. Why does he FaceTime me? What does he do it? Because he wants to see my reactions when we're talking. He wants to be present. He wants me to be present. So sometimes you're far, but you can be more present than when you're actually physically in here. So it's very important that there's going to be all types of people. There's going to be some that require that one-on-one, even though they're far. So if you have them, make sure you're there for them.
I swear I have like two people that call me FaceTime. My wife when I'm out of town, and then Garrain like all the time. I can be driving, he's like, beep, 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 beep. I'm like, who's calling me FaceTime? I'm like, hey, what's up, man, Garrain? All right, so you got the one-on-ones, and we need some kind of training structure for our clients. So we got the client, we need some kind of training so we could show them more about the products and show them more about the the opportunity if they are interested.
Right, and then once again, I'm going to take it back to events.
All goes back to this.
Why? Because retaining has a lot to do with events. Once we get the people into our Herbalife family, into our Herbalife events, into the event structure that Herbalife has for us, it's very hard for people to go away because what we have, there's nowhere else can you find what we have. So if you can get people in there, they're just going to keep coming back and keep coming back for the love that we provide. So it's very important, guys. Events is major key.
All right. Then moving on to the last key area, which is key area number 5, and this is protecting. I think this is probably one of the most important areas. So once you've learned how to use social media, once you've learned how to get the customers, once you've learned how to keep the customers, then we need to learn how to protect not only the customers, but ourselves, our company, and everybody else out there. So we got to make sure that we maintain a good image.
Nice.
Because if we maintain a good image of ourselves, that also helps maintain a good image for our company. So that's a major point on this protecting area.
Right, and obviously we don't advertise any type of prices, information such as special discounts or free shipping, etc. No prizes. We don't advertise any prizes on social media, guys.
All right, and this next one is actually one that's it's kind of happening a lot nowadays, and this is spamming. And what is spamming? Spamming is when you're massively messaging other people with the intent to sell them something or with the intent to get them starting on something. And the problem with this is that if you don't have a connection with this person yet, if you haven't established a relationship, it can be very annoying. To add on to this, spamming is basically against the rules of all social media platforms, which, by the way, everything we've been talking about here for the last 45 minutes, an hour, however long we've been talking, pertains to any of the social media platforms. And so spamming is, number one, not allowed by social media platforms, and number two, it's just it's very unattractive, right? It's unattractive for yourself, and it's especially not attractive for Herbalife. It makes us look bad. So we want to make sure that, we're not out there just massively direct messaging people. We're not out there massively, private messaging people. And so does it mean that you can't direct message or private message? Absolutely not. Here's what I like to do. I like to first build some kind of relationship by liking, by commenting. Once I've built that relationship, then I might send a direct message to say, maybe give them some love, show them support, whatever, and then use that to build a relationship. But it shouldn't be done just to try to get the product and throw the product in people's faces,
Right, and obviously watch out that you're not sending a DM to an Herbalife distributor. It doesn't look very nice. If I'm an Herbalife, I'm saying it because based on experience, we've had these DMs, we receive them. Herbalife President's team members receiving a DM from another Herbalife distributor recruiting us, it doesn't look very nice. So I'm putting myself in a spot of a new member, getting a message from another member. It kind of creates a conflict of interest there. So, and then the last one is respect the prospects of other fellow Herbalife distributors. If there's a person that comments on Garrain Jones' page on a before and after that he did promoting, there's no reason for me to go into that person and actually reach out to them, telling them that I can help them out. Nor should I go into Garrain Jones' followers and start, either interacting with them, because those are his friends, those are his followers. That's, his circle in social media. So I should stay away from all of his people, just like he should stay away from all of my people. And that way, we have a great relationships among each other. So
it's just about protecting each other, guys. At the end of the day, we're going to be together for life. Right. So we want to make sure that we're, doing to others what we would like to be done to us. But anyway, that has been our 5 key areas. I think if you follow these 5 areas, you should be able to start from zero and be able to build up a following and be able to build up prospects and clients and be able to build a right social media presence. So I'd like to pass it back to our beautiful host, Celeste Richmond.
Thank you. Incredible, gentlemen. I love the 5 major keys that you guys had going down. Awesome training. I just love how there's the attracting on the front end and then following through with what do we do with these people as we help them become clients, and then the action steps on how to retain them, how to protect our brand. Incredible. Awesome, Garrain, on breaking down the storefront. That's incredible. I love the fact that you made it so simple for everybody to follow. And again, there's a ton of common themes throughout all of the trainings from this webinar of staying consistent, being positive, being attractive, being you. And, it's your stamp, it's your signature on social media. So, wow, we just got news in that there's 17,000 people connected on this live webinar. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. So this is history that we are all a part of right now. You are a part of history. Remember, take the concepts that you have been given and maybe apply a few of the different things. Hope you took some awesome notes from this webinar. We're going to get in. There were some questions that were sent to us during the webinar. So question number 1, okay? How can I organize myself to do a social media publication calendar? Who wants to take that on?
It's very simple, guys. It's not complicated at all. All you need to do is that you basically space your day, okay? And if you say, I'm going to post consistently 5 to 7 pictures a day, how long is your day? Okay, you're up for 14 hours, just post every 2 or 3 hours, every single day. That's it. You don't really need to have a calendar. You're just posting what you're doing throughout the day, for, I don't know, 5 or 7 times a day.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and the next question that we have here is, what's the best way to promote Herbalife products?
I think the best way to promote Herbalife products is by you actually drinking the products. Yeah. So that's the best way, because people actually see you doing it, and it's more attractive. So I always love to like just take pictures, you know, drinking our shakes in the morning or drinking our tea. I honestly think that is the best way to promote the products.
Great, awesome. Okay, and then the next question we have is, can we create custom pictures and memes? So does anybody want to take that on?
Garrain, you want to take that one?
Custom pic? Yeah. Yeah, you can actually.
Awesome. So be you. Again, staying compliant within Herbalife, just making sure if you're having fun with some of the photos that, you know, you're staying consistent and compliant with protecting the brand, but have fun with it. Again, be you. If humor is your thing, be humorous. Do a meme that's going to make us laugh. I see them all the time. So how do I make sure my advertising looks as generic as possible, or not?
Well, it shouldn't look generic, right? That's what we've been talking about. It should look like authentic. It should be you. We don't want a million people with the same type of advertising. We want Garrain Jones, we want George and Disney, we want Celeste, we want different types of people on social media. There's no right or wrong, like we were saying before.
Great, awesome. So next one, how do you use your creativity when you post your daily routine every single day? Well, every single day is going to be different. Every single day is a gift. You're going to be inspired. You know, hopefully you're doing your personal development in the morning. You're drinking your shake. You're growing as a person. So you get to share, those things that you're inspired to share. Every single day is different. So just, you get to let that shine, document your healthy, active lifestyle, and have fun with it. So next question coming in, do hashtags matter?
Yeah, I mean, I think Alan touched on this during the training. Hashtags help. Now, you don't have to fill up your posts with hashtags. Hashtags do help, though. I know there's a bunch of hashtags that Herbalife actually suggests. They're on myherbalife.com. Or you can, get creative and get original and use your own hashtags. Like Alan mentioned earlier, the example of Garrain using the panda hashtag,
Yeah, absolutely. So, Cool. Is there a length of a post that maybe we can keep in mind?
I'll answer that one. And I was the kind of person that used to write long, lengthy posts all the time. So when it comes to something that's really touching, that's really like endearing to your heart, like a baby being born, or you being married, or you having a breakthrough, the sky's the limit. It's unlimited. But if you have something that's like, I'm drinking my water, and you turn into this very long post, you're going to lose a lot of people. So the key thing is to probably have it no more than 200 characters when it comes to simple things.
Awesome. So the next question we have is, how do I create content with a call to action without sounding spammy?
I'll take that one. So remember, guys, this is your social media account. There's no right or wrong, okay? If you're doing what you like to do, okay, and you're putting Herbalife in between it, it's not going to be spamming, okay? As long as you're not just doing promoting. Remember, it's a reality show of your life, but then what do? We do Herbalife. So everything that we do is going to have Herbalife in it. All my pictures have this. Why? Because I do Herbalife, and I carry this everywhere I go. So that's already promoting right there, indirectly, but I'm promoting every time I'm wearing my pin.
Awesome, great. So the next question we have coming in is, what posts need disclaimers? So we want to be able to go to myherbalife.com. You can check everything. There's weight loss disclaimers, and there's a good explanation on which posts need disclaimers. So make sure that you check out your myherbalife.com to get more examples of that, and you can see some of the disclaimers. So we want to go ahead and we want to say thank you for joining us. Over 17,000 people from around the globe. Yeah. Thank you for being a part of history. Thank you, Herbalife Corporate, for putting this webinar together, and all of the people that had a hand in making this incredible. And on behalf of myself and the gentleman here, we want to to say thank you for joining us and have an amazing evening.
Let's get
Love you!
Let's go.